Perhaps the biggest problem that pickleball players have to cause them to make too many errors is that they are pressing when they don't need to. In this video, we're discussing major pickleball errors that are costing you games. In particular, we're going to highlight some of the errors that happen when you press too much during a pickleball match, and how you can fix those errors so that you can have better matches and win more games. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the United States, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So, if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our recent videos. In today's video, we're going to talk about, now let's get right into the video, overhitting attack shots. The first mistake players make when they try too hard is that they hit their attack shots too hard. When a ball comes your way and it's clear that you could score with the shot, too many players hit the ball too hard, trying to ram it down their opponent's throat. This can make you hit the ball out of the fairway and miss an easy putt. If the ball is in a good spot for you to score, don't slam your paddle into it. Instead, slow down and take the smart shot. Error #2. Hitting too low over the net. Next, too many players hit the ball too low compared to the net. They try to just barely cross it because they think it gives them a better chance of scoring or because they're afraid their opponent will slam it back in their faces. You should always aim your shots a few inches over the net. This is especially true when you are dinking or in a rally. A dink shot doesn't have to just barely get through the net to work. You can hit a great dink shot by lifting the ball over the net and landing it just inside your opponent's kitchen. But when you're pressing, it's easy to lift that dink too high, giving your opponent a chance to put the ball in the basket. Now, before we move ahead to talk about more game-changing pickleball tips, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Error #3. Attacking when no attack exists. Attacking at the wrong time or when the attack doesn't really exist is the third mistake. For example, you think there's a hole in the middle, so you go for it. But that's often just a fake hole. It's better to wait for a clear moment to attack than to try to force it. It's on the way. But often, the team with the most patience and whose members aren't pushing finds more of those moments. Error #4. Attacking under duress. No one likes to feel under pressure or under duress. For example, if the other team has rushed up to the NVZ and you're alone or haven't made it there yet, that's a high-pressure situation that could make you press too hard. When you press in this situation, you are more likely to hit a dink too far and have it pop up, making it easy for your opponent to slam the ball. Instead, you should try to think of ways to protect yourself. Instead of thinking about scoring, think about what shots you can make that will help you get out of this situation, or let your partner catch up to where you are. A nice dink in a corner is a great way to slow down the game and get your feet back on track. Now let's take a look at some common strategy mistakes and how to correct them if you notice them creeping into your game. Strategy mistake #1. Wandering server. When a player moves forward after serving the ball, they are said to be wandering servers. The movement doesn't have a real point. It's just a bunch of random steps toward the net. It's a mistake because your opponent can use the fact that you're moving forward against you by hitting a deep ball right at your feet. If they see you moving forward, they can drive the ball on their third shot. And since you have to let it bounce, you're in a bad position to return it. You will have to either catch it with a very short hop or move backward. Both are bad ways to take a shot. How to fix it? If you see this happening, try taking a step back after you serve. This should give you enough room to recover whether your opponent hits the second shot short or far. Strategy mistake #2. Waiting for the serve in front of the baseline. A player may stand in front of the baseline while waiting for a serve. This could be a big mistake, though. Similar to the last mistake, the main problem with this one is that if your opponent serves the ball deep and at your feet, you have no room to move. In sports, it's always easier to run forward than to run backward. How to fix it? When you're waiting for your opponent to serve, stand behind the baseline instead of in front of it. Even if your opponent tries to serve short, you should still be able to return the serve quickly. Strategy mistake #3. Hitting dead dinks. Dink shots are when players hit the ball so that it just barely goes over the net and lands in the area where you can't volley. A dead dink is when you hit a dink, but it goes to your opponent's strong side or you keep hitting the same spot. If you always hit the dink to the same side, your opponent won't change anything or do anything different with the ball. Instead, they stay in a good position, and it becomes easier for them to respond to you not moving the ball. How to fix it? When you dink or volley, move the ball around. Try to spin it, make it stronger or weaker, and hit it left and right. The goal is to be different from your opponent and keep him or her guessing. Strategy mistake 4. Easing off the NVZ line. When you're at the NVZ line, the kitchen, you might find that after each shot, you're pushed back toward the baseline. You'll get too far behind to come back from a short shot or dink at some point. When you let yourself be pushed back, you put yourself in a bad spot and have to play more defensively. How to fix it? Practice court awareness by paying attention to where the NVZ line is at all times. Get into the habit of stepping forward and being on the offensive when up at the net. If you find yourself drifting backward, take a step forward and try volleying the ball instead of letting it bounce. How to stop pressing? The best way to get used to being uncomfortable is to get more experience. When we try too hard, it's easy to hit the ball too hard or miss it. You might think that players who are cool and collected have some great skills that other players don't have. But these players have put themselves in these kinds of situations many times. They want to be in these situations because they know they have an advantage. Anyone, though, can get pressed. You might not even be aware of what you're doing. If you are putting too much pressure on yourself, you might miss shots that you usually make. Instead of thinking something is wrong with you or that you're just having a bad day, you might be trying too hard or forcing too many attack shots. Take a few deep breaths between serves and remind yourself to stay in your game. Play to the rhythm of the rally. Even though it sounds silly, every rally has a natural rhythm or cadence to it. It could be a string of soft dunks or a few dunks followed by some quick shots at the basket. You should try to play to that rhythm, no matter what it is. When you step outside of it, you're more likely to make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. There's something to be said for being able to see not only what you did wrong, but also why you did it. Maybe it was the way you walked or stood. You might have thought you'd get another shot. Or maybe you are pushing a little too hard. No matter why, you should learn from them. Think about why some things worked and others didn't as you talk about your rallies and games either between points or after the game is over. Try to remember where you were and what you were thinking on the court. Were you really upset? As you keep doing this, you'll get better and better at spotting these mistakes and figuring out why they happened while you're playing the match. Once you know what they are, you can change how you play and win more games. So, what are your thoughts about these foolish pickleball mistakes? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.